Hi everybody. So I thought I would come on and do a quick live about something that I have read recently. So I just thought I'd jump on this afternoon. I'm actually everywhere on this live at the moment. So if you leave a comment, please make sure you give StreamYard permission so that I know who you are, because I won't see the comments anywhere else. So today I had been reading an article that I thought might be quite interesting. And even though I'm working downstairs today, because it's still quite hot in the house, even though they're saying we're going to get a storm, it is still quite hot, and it's about 29 degrees upstairs in my office right now. It is only about 26 down here, but it is 3 degrees cooler, so I'm working from the kitchen today. And as I was having my breakfast this morning, I was reading an article that popped up on my feed. And it was an article by a lady called ANNA CODREA-RADO. And I will put the link in the comments. You should be able to pick that up there to the article. And the article was about, do I have productivity dysmorphia? And that sort of piqued my interest a little bit, because as a business mentor, I talk to my clients and potential clients all the time about productivity. It seems to be one of the key things that we are looking to improve as a business owner. And actually, I myself am on this constant quest to be more productive, to find better and easier ways of working. So it sort of piqued my interest a little bit. So I read the whole article. It's quite in depth. She talks about lots of different aspects of this and how it might align with things like imposter syndrome. She's talked to a few people about their experiences. So it's a really interesting article, so definitely go and check it out. But to sum it up, my interpretation of the article was, am I able to enjoy the success and the moments that I have, or am I already looking for the next thing and how I can be better? And actually, this really resonated with me, because I see this a lot in people that I know and people that I work with, where we have this feeling that we're not quite achieving, that somehow it could always be better, that, well, if I could do a bit more, if I could have done that more effectively, and we're already questioning ourselves rather than enjoying the success that we have. So she talks about how, you know, she's a celebrated author, and that over the last sort of year, she created the concept for a book, wrote a book, sold a book, but still wasn't able to enjoy that success and actually focus more on, well, I need to be doing more. And I think this is a society thing as well. And when I was reading it, it was very apparent to me how much influence we get from society, which is probably why she references imposter syndrome as well, because we see other people achieving, and in some cases achieving more than us. Is this stopping us from enjoying our own success because we're measuring ourselves against other people? So unlike imposter syndrome, whereas with imposter syndrome, it sort of paralyzes you a little bit into inactivity, that fear, you lack the confidence because you feel inferior in some way to others. This productivity dysmorphia was more around, you're doing those things but unable to enjoy them because you see other people being more, in your eyes, successful than you. So it's always putting you on this constant hunt to create more and to be more productive. And one of the phrases that she uses, I'm just going to read it off my notes here. So to quote one of the bits in her article, she says, "It is ambition's alter ego. The pursuit of productivity spurs us to do more, robbing us of the ability to savor any success we might encounter along the way." And that really, like, wow, yes, I'm seeing that so much in people. And I thought, you know what, I would come on here and share it and see whether or not it's something that resonates with you, or whether you see it in other people. And I definitely am seeing this whole productivity dysmorphia, I think is a brilliant term that she's come up with to coin this feeling of this constant need to be better, to do more. And I think some of this comes from society's pressure of that we can do more. We're always being told that we can do absolutely everything that we want. And actually that puts quite a lot of pressure on us. as individuals to constantly be delivering more and to live up to much higher expectations, and to never really be satisfied with where we are and more focused on where we want to be. And it sort of reminded me a little bit of how I felt in my corporate career, which was that you were never satisfied with where you were. The whole point was that you wanted to keep going up. It was about moving forward all of the time. So you never really enjoy the moment. And I see that in business owners too. You know, they focus on what wasn't achieved rather than what was achieved. I mean, we do this a lot in my groups, where we celebrate our wins and we try and find something that we're really positive about, that we feel really happy about, because we seem to gloss over them. They don't play a high enough role in our thinking. And I try with my customers to get them to bring some of this to the front and celebrate it and remind them that that is success. They've set out something to achieve and they have achieved that. Well done. Take that moment. Don't get me wrong, I think it's great that we're able to look at things and say, do you know what, maybe I can do something a little bit better, maybe I can learn from this. There's definitely an element of that needed to keep propelling you and moving you forward, but this constant need to create more. So when she was talking about productivity, I wasn't just thinking, oh, well, you know, it's about time management or getting more done during the day. I think what she's referring to, and what I read from the article, was it's this constant need to be creating more. And that really hit home with me, that actually I see this in a lot of business owners, this constant need to be creating and delivering and bringing more into their business and their lives. And it puts a huge amount of pressure on us as business owners and as individuals, that we then cannot take those moments and focus in on the good things, because we're all about creating more. Okay, what's next? What am I going to do now? And I just thought it was a really interesting article, and I hadn't come across the terminology before. Productivity dysmorphia. It's not something that I'd heard about, and I just found her article extremely interesting. So definitely check it out and see what your thoughts are. She talks about a few other things and other people's opinions on the subject as well. So it is an interesting read, but this is what I gathered from it. And I just thought I would share that, because I actually think it's really relevant to a lot of business owners that I know, and also my own experience, that we're in this constant cycle of creating more, to be more productive, to deliver more, rather than this is where I want to be and this is where I'm happy. So I talk about this a little bit with my happy business, happy life concept, which is that actually, yes, I want to create a future and I want to create something interesting for my business long term. But actually, I also need to enjoy the now and be very present in the now, be content with the now. So this really hit home to me, because I can see that there's a real disconnect there, that people aren't happy or content with the now because they're in this constant desire to create more. This productivity dysmorphia, the feeling that no matter what they're creating, it isn't enough. It's a really interesting concept, right? I would love to hear your thoughts on this. Does any of this resonate with you? Can you see where she's coming from with this thought process? Can you see how we do now live in a society that tells us that we could and should be constantly creating more opportunity for ourselves, you know, more things in our business, more things for our clients? It's this constant cycle and desire and need to be creating more. And that's what I got from her interpretation, what she's created here of productivity dysmorphia, that we just are never satisfied with whatever level we're producing. And I just thought that was really interesting. So rather than using the word productivity as in a time management thing, though it does relate to that, it isn't about that. So this isn't about, you know, working so many hours a day and being productive for all of those hours. This is this constant need to be creating more and focusing on what is next as opposed to what has been achieved, and being able to enjoy the success of the things that you have already created. So that was fascinating for me. So yeah, I would love to hear your thoughts. Do you think that it is something that is about high expectations, that we're setting the bars very high? Is it this influence of imposter syndrome? Is it this constant desire to have things that we don't have? What is it that creates this productivity dysmorphia? What is it that creates this constant need to be generating or creating more all of the time and never really relishing in the moments that you've already created? Fascinating. I really enjoyed the article and wanted to share it. So click on the link. You'll be able to read the article for yourself, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I hadn't heard the phrase productivity dysmorphia before. It was something that I think she has coined as part of her feeling that she was experiencing and wanting to put a label to it, I guess, to understand why she was feeling this way, why no matter how successful she had been as an author and the things that she had created, that she was still just always focused on producing more, being more productive and generating more. What happened to enjoying the moment? So a really good read. Share with me your thoughts. Love to hear it. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week, and I will see you all very soon. Take care.